It's time for AggroChat, the official podcast of the Tales of the Aggronaut blog and stalwart gaming community, where we talk about stuff and things, and the stuff about the things, and sometimes gaming. I'm Belghast, and let's start the show.
Hey folks, it's that time again. Time for another episode of AggroChat. This is episode 567. Tonight I'm joined by Ammo.
Hello.
Ashgar.
Hello.
Kodra.
Greetings.
And Thalen.
Hey.
We are down a few people, and we don't have a ton of topics on the list, but we're going to wing it like pros.
Yes.
I have mostly been playing Diablo 4 this week. It launched on Monday, which was really weird because it launched at 6 o'clock on Monday evening for me, but technically the season didn't start for 30 minutes after that, so really it didn't launch until 6:30. And
Weird.
There were a bunch of issues that first day. Because Tuesday is chemo day for me, I could not sleep and got up at 4 a.m. and still encountered the same issues where basically you would get disconnected from story instances and the game has no checkpointing at all. So it meant that if you got disconnected anywhere in the story, you had to start the entire thing over for that particular mission.
Oh, no.
So, yeah.
Oh, my God.
And some of them are real long. But thankfully, by the time I got back from chemo on Tuesday, there had been a couple of hot fixes, and that seems to have gone away entirely. And since then, it's been nothing but stability. But so the first few hours or so were a bit rough. So Diablo 4 has released the main story, and then a couple years ago, there was Vessel of Hatred, which was an expansion story, and now we have Lord of Hatred, which kind of wraps up that story arc, and Vessel of Hatred was not good. The story was not good. The class that introduced in the story was great, and some of the new zones were cool in Vessel of Hatred, but it was not a good expansion. Lord of Hatred, on the other hand, is a really good expansion.
If I want to play this, do I need Lord of Hatred now?
I mean, if you want to play a paladin or a warlock, yes, you need Lord of Hatred.
Okay.
I think the rest of the content and the rest of the classes are not locked to anything, but so Lord of Hatred's story is pretty long. It's rather lengthy, but it's also pretty good, and it introduces a bunch of classic names that we're familiar with. There's some shenanigans with Zoltan Cool, and there's some shenanigans with the memory of Cain, and Tyrael exists still, and we get to do more stuff with Lorath. So it feels more akin to the way that the Diablo 3 stories played out a bit. And especially the Reaper of Souls expansion. There was actually moments that I felt emotions. I actually had feelings and thoughts and things about what was going on. The new area is extremely cool. It's basically Greece, for lack of a better term. It's Scovos, the isle that the Amazons live on, and feels very Greek. Lots of seaside stuff going on. There's also big volcanic mountains. But they learned a bunch of lessons with the new hub, because the new hub has the ability to get to everything in the game. Because one of the challenges that has had before was you had to go to this town to do Pit, or you had to go to this town to do the Kurast Undercity. And now Scovos, and Timus is technically the name of the town, serves as a general hub that has access to everything and all the vendors. You can hire mercenaries from there. You can turn in your whisper caches. You can, do everything that you could do from anywhere else. and it also has the Heraldric Cube, which means you're going to largely be living out of this town for everything going forward. It's also got like the place where you access the war plans. Like I've had a bit of a roller coaster with this game. Like I really enjoyed the story. And then when I hit the end game, I was frustrated that I felt like I wasn't getting gear to actually, like progress my character. And then I slowly chipped away at that. And then all of a sudden, as I started being able to move it up from Torment 1, because like I could basically do Torment 1 in yellows, and it was hard to get ancestral gear. And that's really what I needed to move up the tiers. And now I'm about Torment 5 just because I could technically do like I think Torment 7, but 5 is a very comfortable farming difficulty for me, and it seems to have pretty good drops, and so like I can kill things quickly, and that lets me move through content quickly. I'm playing a Thorns Paladin, and it's changed drastically from the last version of Thorns Paladin, but still seems to be functional. I had tried Warlock, but the Summon Raging Spirits thing that I was wanting to do doesn't feel anything like Summon Raging Spirits, so I abandoned Warlock quickly and went to Paladin.
So I'm curious because I've now discovered a thing I like doing in ARPGs, and I don't actually know if Diablo supports it, which is like being a frontline fighter with like minions. I want to be.
You want to be a druid? Yeah.
Okay.
There is a minions druid thing where you're running around, I think, with wolves.
Yeah, it's wolves.
Okay.
Like that is the class you want to play if you want that gameplay. Warlock has a bunch of disposable minions, which is kind of interesting, but like I've not played around with it much. Necromancer is your traditional summoner class, so build a big army and roll around with it. The class building is kind of interesting, but like in a very simplistic way. Essentially, every ability, there's 2 passive choices that you could make that tweak it slightly, and 1 major change that often completely changes the way that the skill works. And you can use that to do things like shift all of your abilities to the same damage type, or like I've made a bunch of my abilities Juggernaut abilities, which all have to deal with thorns for the most part. Like that's kind of cool, but like what's weird about it though is by level 30 or so, you've made every meaningful decision that you're going to make in the tree.
No, it's the D&D 5e problem.
And at that point, you're just putting more points into your main abilities. Because like you can level up each of the abilities to 15, and essentially you're probably going to do that for 4 abilities. So like I don't mind that a build comes online at 30. Like that seems fine, because then you just get to play more with your build, but you're not really making any choices that are super meaningful after that until you get into the Paragon boards. And that is, again, trying to get enough stats to activate the glyph. And I always follow someone else's Paragon guide because, like, I don't want to have to figure that out on my own. War plans seemed really boring at first, but eventually, like, as you do content, either Tree of Whispers or Nightmare Dungeons or Helltide or Undercity or Lair Bosses or Infernal Hordes or the Pit, you gain talent points essentially that you can put in a Atlas passive, for lack of a better term. So you can tweak how those mechanics behave from that point on. You can't. The thing that I really wanted to do was say, hey, I really want to farm this one thing. Make it so that all my war plans have that one thing on it. You cannot do that. However, the deeper into the system you get, the more choices you get. So you can already kind of map, like route a course around the elements that you didn't want to do. Because you're essentially picking nodes on a map, and those are the the sequence of events that you're going to do. And I don't really love Karast Undercity, so I try and avoid it like the plague, but eventually you have to do it because you'll just end up with a map that has it as the last node. So you're going to do that as the last thing no matter what.
So are like Karast Undercity, I'm not familiar with this in-game thing. Are these like the dungeons you find out in the world?
No, these are all different kinds of mechanics. So Karast Undercity is you have like 60 seconds on the clock, and killing certain mobs with an hourglass on their head give you back more time, and doing objectives gives you more progress, and you're trying to basically like keep your time up while filling this bar, and if you fill it all the way, you go to a boss fight and get a bunch of loot, like based on what phase you made it to. I think there's 4 phases in total, and that's once you've done that, you get maximum reward. So that's Undercity. Tree of Whispers is mostly a bunch of open world objectives that like give you points, and when you've gained 10 Tree of Whispers points, you go get like you pick from like one of 3 or 4 types of caches, so like helms or one-handed weapons, or it's just a generic way to get loot. And a lot of times you can knock out Tree of Whispers stuff while you're doing other things. Nightmare dungeons are specifically what you're talking about, where like there's dungeons all over the world and you zoom through them and fight a boss and get loot and then exit. Helltides are the big open world, like dangerous thing to where you collect infernal shards or something like that. And when you collect enough of them, you can open up chests in that area. But if you die, you lose half of whatever infernal shards you were carrying. So it's trying to stay alive while fighting difficult encounters. Lair bosses are obviously just bosses, like any of the things that you summon a boss. Infernal Hordes is this weird mode where you pick a power up every time, and the power ups like oftentimes make the content more difficult, but like it makes it so that you earn more ether quickly, and however much ether you have is what you get to spend in the treasure room essentially after you've fought the final boss. But like there's usually like, I don't know, 5 to 10 waves of things, and you get a choice after every wave. And then the pit is basically Greater Rifts from Diablo 3. You're trying to clear a bunch of stuff on a timer, and can you beat the timer? Like that's all the content that exists in the game, and it all exists as part of War Plans now, where you get like usually some kind of bonus for doing the content because of the war plan, and then you get like a bunch of loot after you've completed all the steps on a war plan. I don't know, like other than the rough spot around Torment 1 and trying to get started, and it may just be because my build took longer to come online than others, but yeah, other than that, it's been pretty great. Like
So you're enjoying Paladin then?
Yeah, I'm enjoying Paladin. I might switch up builds. There's another build that looks really fun where you're leaping around the map with like this holy spear thing. But so far, like, I mean, it seems pretty cool. I've played a little bit of Warlock after running up the Paladin. There's like a claws build that's kind of outrageous. Whirlwind Barb is also apparently pretty good, so I rolled one of those, and that's really where the war plans come in extremely well. Because like, remember, this is a game where once you've done the story, you never have to do the story again unless you want to. So you can just start out the world and just do all the in-game content at level 1. And war plans feel like a express elevator for leveling, because when you complete a war plan, you get a bunch of levels at once. So I was doing that on the Whirlwind Barb, and it was kind of zooming through levels. I mean, all in all, I think the game's in a pretty good spot. I mean, the Heraldric Cube stuff is pretty interesting. You can do a lot of crafting with that. Like most of the legendary items that I have that are ancestral legendaries, I actually crafted up from a blue or a yellow ancestral drop and then turned them into a legendary. So I did all that through the cube, where I added affixes, or there's a chaos reroll, which is basically a Chaos Orb, except for it's the Chaos Orb from PoE 2, where it changes one item.
One affix, yeah.
Yeah. But like it feels like you can actually craft now. That's a reasonable way to like the first mythic item the first unique item I got, I crafted off of a white base that dropped just because I needed a decent weapon. And I had one of the pieces of currency that allows you to turn a white into a myth or into a unique, and happened to roll something halfway decent. So it has way more interesting things going on than it did previously.
Yeah, like it was interesting. It kind of was a slow start for me. It feels this game, when I was playing it, felt way more like an MMO than any other ARPG I've ever played.
Yeah, it doesn't quite like now, like it did back then, where it was really emphasizing the open world, and now it's mostly you want to do all these little side content areas.
Is it still you probably want to like blitz the main story quest though?
I don't know how fast you could blitz the main story quest. Like the main story quest is pretty involved. But yeah, like you're going to want to focus down the main story and then figure out how to level after that. Because a bunch of stuff opens up once you've finished the main story. Like, did you do Vessel of Hatred at all?
No, I didn't, because I don't think I got even like I have Vessel of Hatred, but I don't think I got like far enough to get to Vessel of Hatred content.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so in theory, you'll have to do that and then Lord of Hatred, I think. Like, the story of Vessel of Hatred is not great. Like,
is so it's a new season. Is there any like is the new season mechanic mostly just, hey, now we have Lord of Hatred?
Mostly it's just we now have Lord of Hatred. There's also a World of Warcraft crossover event where there's like a battle pass that you can unlock a bunch of weapons from WoW. I bought some cosmetics because basically they're selling all the tier 2 sets for characters. So I am running around as a Judgment Paladin, and I am not ashamed of this because I love the Judgment set.
Got it.
But like there's a specific World of Warcraft Relics of Azeroth, and like there's a bunch of weapons on it that like Thunder Fury or Ashbringer or the Corrupted Ashbringer.
Now that's Thunder Fury, Blessed Blade of the Windseeker. You got to say the whole thing. It's like a Tribe Called Quest.
It does say Thunder Fury, Blessed Blade of the Windseeker in game.
It would have to, I think.
But yeah,
man, it still generates bad feelings in my soul.
I don't know how many times I've farmed Gar and I've never gotten a second binding.
Yeah, you can probably just solo Gar now, can't you?
Oh, it's easy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's easy to
I've
tell.
been solo Gar for a very, very long time.
Yeah, and I've been doing this for probably a decade off and on whenever I'm playing World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
And I'll do it on reset every week, and I still have yet to see the binding from Gar.
Yeah, I also only ever got one binding. I don't remember which of the two.
I mean, I've completed multiple copies of the Sulfuran Hammer thing.
Yeah.
That one was easy to make. One of these days I'm going to figure out how to upgrade my Shadowmourne solo.
I was about to say, I think we gave that one to Belden, who was Fury warrioring with it.
That sounds right. We never had a Wind Fury, though.
Oh, we sure...
Windseeker.
Well, yeah, we did. Once.
Well, did we craft it, or did they bring it in?
It was... I think it was a side raids tank got both bindings in 1 week, and we helped them craft it, and then they came in and we one-shot all of the drakes without any problem or like even any thought put into it, and everyone was incredibly angry.
Yeah. Good times.
Because it turns out Wind Fury is so OP that it can maintain threat through a threat dump.
Not surprised.
Encounter design looks different nowadays.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Encounter design does look different, but I imagine encounter design is also like this is the challenge, because like it's also kind of sanded down, right? Like that's the thing is it's extremely straightforward. It's a lot more straightforward to what you're supposed to do.
Right. It's like the difference between early Magic versus modern Magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what are you supposed to do on this fight? I don't know. Figure it out.
I don't know. Do some stuff.
Is this fight even possible with the gear and class makeup that is available to us? No. I guess wait for them to patch it and nerf it.
Well, and there were weird things like having to like mind control the dude to teach you the ingot pattern. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who figured that out the first time, but like, good luck at them.
Yeah, it's like it is. I feel bad because Tam is not here, but like it feels like at some point we decided that these games that we play should have us achieve mastery of the games that they are, rather than a whole bunch of other nonsense that we had to be good at in order to play games in the past. And like you kind of miss something when you make that change. Like the fidelity of the content is a lot more interesting on a moment-to-moment basis, but like maybe it's less interesting at a macro scale.
Yeah. But I don't know that I want to go back to having to learn all this BS.
Well, I'm like, I'm not going to try to argue that the amount of work necessary to get keyed for Onyxia was reasonable.
God, the number of times I did that. Oh,
it was
God.
interesting the first time.
It was definitely interesting. Did you have to key each individual character?
Yup. It was not account-wide.
There was no account-wide unlocks.
Account-wide keys were not a thing for a very long time.
That's right. Keys used to matter a lot, too.
Oh, God, yes.
Yup.
And at one point, we didn't have key rings.
Yep. So you just
had to
carry it
devote
around
one
in
of
your
your
bag.
bags to that, because
The entire
there were
time,
a lot of keys you needed.
the entire time I played the game, the keyring existed. But yeah,
There's a reason they added that key ring pretty early on.
It's very funny because like having a rare key that could unlock a dungeon for a group is how I got to know a whole bunch of people.
Yep. Having that key for Ubers, that was big.
And you could get that key for Ubers if you did stealth runs of lower Blackrock Spire.
Mm-hmm.
Because it required you to do it in a 5-man. And no one did that content with the right number of players.
I loved Lower Blackrock Spire. I did it all the time.
Did you do it in 5-mans or 10-mans, though?
5-mans.
5-mans? Okay. Most people were doing, like, most of the, like, if you're spamming Ironforge for runs, people were mostly doing LBRS in 10-person.
Yep.
Yeah.
LBRS is probably my favorite dungeon from the old world.
I have a lot of fond memories about it, but I was not doing it the correct way.
What I like so much about it was an actual city. Like, it's a literal city you're going and raiding.
Well,
which was like
Are you
Keldra
thinking
Kel.
You're thinking of Blackrock Depths.
Are you thinking
Oh,
of
I'm thinking of Blackrock
Depths?
Depths. Sorry.
Oh, Blackrock Depths was fascinating.
Yeah, Blackrock Depths was fascinating. You spend 8 hours in there the first time you go in.
Well, like,
that's a conservative estimate.
Keldra Kel was like one of my favorite places in EverQuest, and it was literally just the Frost Giant city. And it was so interesting to have another one of those places in a game.
Yeah, Blackrock Depths. I think most people only ever went into that with 5 people, but like
You could only go into that with 5 people by the time I started playing.
Okay, yeah.
There was a very short period where you could take more in, but they did away with that because you had to go through there to get to Molten Core.
You did have to go through there to get to Molten Core. You also had to there was just so many. Again, the design of that game was like we don't see that type of dungeon layout anymore. Maybe for a reason, because like ultimately that dungeon, once the community took it, it became a number of routes. Like you would figure out what paths you were going to take, and you would kill a specific number of bosses because there wasn't a linear path through it.
Right.
But if you were a young newbie and didn't know this,
Yep.
or just going into Blackrock Depths,
Yup.
you could spend a day in there
You could
and probably
spend-
not finish.
Oh, yeah.
And not finish. Absolutely no. My first Blackrock Depths was like that's the other funny thing. They say it's a level 52 dungeon, which
Yes,
is
they say
a
this.
joke. That's a joke.
I mean that the very first
That's
you
the
know,
dungeon of
bit of
that's
it,
the level of
sure.
the start of the dungeon.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but it's got a wide level range.
We died in the bar.
I was gonna say my first
about-
few runs ended in
Many
the bar.
people did.
It ended in the bar. The police showed up, and we weren't able to get out.
And then when I got my love potion quest done, runs then ended in the Lyceum.
And then I became a specialist in Blackrock Depths because I could solo the Lyceum because I was a rogue.
No, my first time in Blackrock Depths, like we went in and we absolutely were in there for I want to say 5 hours, and we got so lost.
Oh, it was so easy to get lost. But yeah,
It was great.
It's
I never
great.
want to do it again, but it was great.
No, I love it. I love
is
it.
that
I
the
don't
thing? That's the
have
sort of
that
thing-
time anymore.
I
Yeah,
know. I
that's
don't
part of
have
it.
that time.
Yeah.
But that's the problem, because that's the sort of experience that sticks with you and creates stories. But also, I can't do that anymore.
I can't do that anymore.
I can barely do it at the time.
I do, but at the same time, like I also feel like I might not be able to do that, but I kind of wish that experience existed for the people who do have time to do that.
Yeah, but I don't know that
Basically,
they're playing these games.
Like, it felt like a D&D dungeon. I mean, it was very much designed like one, but I don't know that a D&D dungeon works as a experience in MMO. I don't know that it truly worked back then. It certainly doesn't now.
I was gonna say, I run this in D&D. One, I don't have to get it all done in one sitting.
Yep.
And two, the party has an actual map.
Yes.
Well, the reality is, like, we got those dungeons because all of the designers played EverQuest, and that was the way dungeons worked in EverQuest.
Yeah, because EverQuest was based on Deku muds, which were based on D&D.
Like, everything was a path, and like you would stay in there and hunt for a while. So like they weren't designed to be necessarily completed.
Yeah, an EverQuest dungeon, you would make your way in to either as far as you reasonably could and still survive, or to the place where the item you wanted could drop, and then you sat and you farmed.
And it was, how long can you survive?
Yep. And then can you get back out?
Which was never really an issue for WoW because Hearthstone's existed.
Yep. And the other thing with WoW is, instance dungeons were a new thing, because in EverQuest, these were not instance dungeons. There were other people in these dungeons. You hoped there wasn't somebody that got in over their head and then trained the entire zone back on top of you.
There was actually a game I've played after WoW that did a really good job with that concept, and it was ESO.
Yeah.
But ESO largely does not believe in competition between players.
Yeah.
So it
The other
works.
thing, you also hoped that a larger, stronger group didn't come in and want the farm that you were busy farming.
Yeah, less of an issue because everybody can just rush the boss and fight the boss and everybody gets rewards.
Yep.
You know those WoW devs that I talked about playing EverQuest? I played on a server with some of them, and they absolutely stole the Plane of Hate from us one night.
No, they were absolutely the dudes that thought they owned the server.
Some of my favorite WoW moments were sniping things that the major guilds thought were theirs by right from them because we were able to organize faster.
Oh, like the 40-man world bosses.
Yep.
Yeah. Was it Kazakh and what was the other one?
More specifically,
Green Dragons.
Yes, the Green
Dragons.
Dragons.
The Green Dragons were much bigger of an issue.
They needed the resist gear.
Yeah. Oh God, did we? Yeah.
That and just living in Maradon, right?
God.
I did actually like Maradon, but
I
I didn't have to live in there.
I liked Maradon, but I farmed a lot of Maradon for a lot of people.
That and once Encourage opened up, farming that Cenarian Circle rep.
Ooh, yeah. I did that
Maradon
for
is another instance where they just lie to you about the level range.
Which one?
Yeah.
Maradon.
Maradon.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
part of it's that level range.
Sure. Yep.
I mean, haven't they split that into 2 instances at this
Yeah,
I
point?
think they
They
split
have.
that into 3 instances at this point.
They may have, because it was a wide range.
I was about to say, I mean, there's a bunch of, like, the other instance I always think of as labyrinthine and impossible to navigate was Sunken City.
Oh God, yes.
Sunken City is a big circle. Well, half of it's a big circle.
It's several big circles.
Yes, that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, it was easy to get turned around and just go around in circles there.
Yes, it was.
And then all the green whelps respawn.
Right, and then you're fighting respawns.
Uh,
So why is a vampire saving Paris?
Pokemon ZA!
He's not a vampire.
Is that what's going on in that game? Okay.
Probably.
I mean, so Pokemon ZA has just a truly hilarious start in which you step off a train and then an extremely excited tourist like press gangs you into her gang.
I mean, isn't that what happens when you go to Paris?
Like it's literally like, okay, you're in a train. You step off of the train. Somebody's like, hey, I need you to be in my advertisement video for this hotel that I care a lot about. And I was like, I just showed up. What is going on here? And then a Pokemon steals your luggage. And so she gives you your starter, and then it's time to go fight those that Pokemon's trainers so you can get your luggage back.
Aha.
And then immediately you find yourself in the middle of a battle royale. Like, you get your luggage and it's like, whoop, nighttime fell. By the way, this city has a battle royale that happens, and you're in a battle zone. So anyone who wants to fight you can fight you.
I do like the notion that instead of training street urchins, the Fagin is training Pokemon. That's pretty great.
And then a weird little flower Pokemon shows up and creates a beam of death that looks like it could kill God, which is apparent. Like, truly, like, this game has such a wild start, and then they introduce you to the hotel's proprietor, who is, I have to stress this, like, hunched over the first time you see him and still like twice as tall as you.
Anyone who played X and Y, this is AZ again, and it's his Floette again. And even in that game, he is, I don't know if the player comes up to his crotch.
I mean, frankly, so far, this sounds like the intro to any JRPG.
This feels much more off the rails JRPG than a lot of Pokemon games do. But yeah, like, the whole conceit of the game is like, hey, like, for some reason there are wild zones where, like, you can go and catch wild Pokemon. And then at night we have a battle royale where you can, like, try and make your way up the rank. So that's the whole idea. It's Pokemon ZA, you start at rank Z, you're trying to get to rank A.
I see.
So instead of having like 8 gym leaders, you have 26 gym leaders.
yeah,
It might not surprise you to know that you do not, in fact, have to fight 26 gym leaders.
Yeah.
Oh, is there a point at which, like, you start skipping some letters?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And you have to do these nighttime battles to fill up your cards so you can challenge your opponents.
There is also parkour for some reason. Like, the in-game explanation for the reason that there is parkour is, hey, everyone doesn't like how ugly our scaffolding looks. But you know what? What if we made it a fun course open to the public that they could run around on? This doesn't sound dangerous or illegal or against any sort of OSHA regulations.
It's fine.
It's fine.
This is a world where we send 10-year-olds out into the wilds to catch dangerous monsters. It's fine.
It's
No
fine.
OSHA here.
But this game is, like, we are in Lumia City. This game is excessively French.
Was that also where X and Y was?
It's a major city in X and Y in the Kalos region, but ZA is set entirely inside this city. They have expanded it quite a lot, but...
So is Kalos like continental Europe in general?
Kalos is France.
Okay. Kalos is France,
okay.
yeah.
And so this is basically set in Paris.
Got it.
It is also interesting because it is. So is this the same battle system as Arceus? Because
It is not. No, this is new.
Okay.
Yeah, they changed it a lot.
This is a really interesting battle system.
I like it.
I like it a lot. Yeah.
Well, it's like a real-time system, isn't it?
It's
Yes.
a real-time
Yeah.
system, but like it's a real time where your moves have like cooldown timers on them. So like quick attack has like a 3-second cooldown where like most attacks have a 6-second cooldown. So you can get more quick attacks in than like other attacks. But like, so yeah, like you are going to be encouraged to use all of your abilities because you can use other abilities while you're like cooling off like your main abilities. So as opposed to like, oh, I have this one ability and as long as I make sure that I have PP for it, then I can just hit this every single time and use, like, I really just care about this ability.
Yeah.
Yes, there are reasons to use movesets that aren't just 4 attacks.
Yes.
Ultimately, you could still use a moveset that's 4 attacks.
Yeah, you can just use a moveset that's 4 attacks and like just be attacking always.
But Sword Dance is also still good, so you know.
Sword Dance is still good, but also different attacks have different like, so you have different like timings for attacks. Like some attacks take longer to fire off. Some attacks, your Pokemon has to be up next to the opposing Pokemon. Some attacks, your Pokemon actually has to be at a distance from the opposing Pokemon. So you might need to go in, use all of your like close range attacks, and then try and back off to dodge their close range attacks.
As you, when you go to use a close range attack, your Pokemon will rush your opponent usually. If you go to use a ranged attack, your Pokemon will usually try to come to your side.
Yep.
So where your position can be kind of important. Also, when you're doing things that I think Kodra probably hasn't gotten to yet, there are big giant boss fights in which you need to make sure you're not standing in the bad.
Are these the alpha Pokemons?
No, it's not the alpha Pokemon.
Okay.
Although they're bad enough. They definitely try to hit you and not your Pokemon sometimes.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are quite mean.
I caught the very first alpha Bunnelby, so... But most of the alphas I have seen are significantly above my level and scare me.
Yeah, that happens for a while. There's an alpha Magikarp in one of the early areas that I find hilarious.
That's great.
That's awesome.
They decided to keep it scary, though, by giving it Hydro Pump.
Well, so that's the thing
Wow.
about alphas, is alphas get to have one move that the Pokemon otherwise couldn't learn. So sure, give that Magikarp Hydro Pump. But mostly, like, I am playing this game, I find the story, like ridiculous in the most, like, I don't necessarily always find Pokemon stories, like, as long as you accept the conceit of the world you are in, a Pokemon story is not usually that outrageous. But this one is. This one feels nuts.
I thought this game took too long to get started, basically. Like, the initial climbing of the ranks is just kind of repetitive.
I can see that. Yeah, like I am still unlocking new systems, but yes, I can believe that this game might take a little bit long to get started.
Basically, as soon as you unlock Mega Evolution, other systems start becoming available, and I think also the game's plot is more interesting.
Yes, I have just unlocked side quests in which I am a not detective, a looker.
Tam commented on this too. The initial railroading is a little long.
I had taken a break from it from when I started it, and when I came back to it, it felt like I had enough time that it was okay to kind of ease back into it. It didn't feel quite as much of a drag having a little bit of a break. It was more fun again.
But yeah, like I know that my kid has been interested in watching me play it, so I am playing through it. It is fun and weird. I like the
Both
new
of those
system.
things.
I like the new combat system a lot, actually.
Heroes of Might and Magic 2-3?
3-2.
3-2.
3-2.
But come on, it's not really 3-2. It has a name.
Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era has just released an early access. There is a demo. I have played the demo, at least part of the demo. Like, do you like Heroes of Might and Magic 3?
Yes. This is
Okay.
an actual Might and Magic, Heroes of Might and Magic game? Like
This
for
is-
reals?
This is
This
for reals,
is-
reals, a Heroes of Might and
this
Magic
is
game.
for-
Oh my gosh, I didn't think we would ever get any again.
It's not even being published by Ubisoft.
It's
Re-
yeah.
Oh wow.
No.
Like I thought it was just going to be King's Bounty from here on out.
No, this is
Okay.
Bounty
this
was
is-
fun too, but
Yeah, it
yeah, no,
was.
this is an actual Heroes of Might and Magic game.
Oh my
But
gosh.
this is not. But it's important to note this is not Heroes of Might and Magic 4. This is Heroes of Might and Magic 3. Like,
Right, yes, good. What is this called again? Heroes of Might and Magic what?
Olden
Era. Yes.
Sold.
Like you are back to I want to go get keeps. I want to upgrade those keeps to get new buildings. Those buildings will unlock new minions I can add to my army. They will refresh on a weekly basis. I want to be like getting my resources up so that I can add those to my army. I've got like the same isometric map. My characters level up. They have spells. It is so very Heroes of Might and Magic 3. Like, honestly, I was like, I feel like this game probably hasn't changed. Like, there needs to be one new thing, I feel like, to this.
Did you play Songs of Conquest?
Sons of... maybe?
Songs of Conquest.
Yes, I did. And yes, I liked Songs of Conquest a lot. I think Songs of Conquest did enough to be Heroes of Might and Magic 3, but with enough differences that I really enjoyed it. I'm not sure, like, this is still early access, so I don't want to judge too harshly. Right now, it's Heroes of Might and Magic 3 in the demo, which is not bad.
I don't see how this is judging harshly.
No, like, I need to stress, I also love Heroes of Might and Magic 3.
That game was basically perfect.
So, and like, this game is modern, like, it's got more responsiveness to it, it's got good, decent graphics to it, like, it looks updated from, like, the polish perspective, while still being Heroes of Might and Magic 3.
I have heard, however, that it is brutally difficult.
Good.
It's Heroes of Might and Magic 3.
Again, I don't see the problem.
They apparently put out a difficulty update today, making it a little easier, significantly easier on easy, and a little easier on normal.
Okay. I mean, I was doing
That's
the
fine.
tutorial. I was not having a problem. It is fun though. I was like, oh yeah, I'm right back at home. I am looking at the map. I am finding the POIs I need to go get. I am fighting enemies on the way there. I am worried that my enemy champions are going to come with their massive forces before I'm ready.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
But like, yeah, I'm excited to see somebody making this. I hope I do want to see, like, as they go on, what are some of the new ideas that we come up with for this? Because, like, your bones are good. I want to see you flesh them out a bit.
Sure, but also modern Heroes of Might and Magic 3, like that's all I need.
Yep.
Now just somebody do that, that remake of World of Zine that I've been asking for, and I will be happy. That's all I need.
You did mention King's Bounty. I think King's Bounty got like achievement support or something recently. It got
Really?
updated this year, like King's Bounty: The Legend.
I mean, it has achievements, and I don't have any of them. So, all right, maybe I'll play some more of that.
I think my problem with King's Bounty: The Legend is that King's Bounty Armor Princess exists and it's just better.
I mean, that's true. It is. It is.
So what is King's Bounty?
It's basically
King's Bounty
Heroes of
is
Might and Magic.
a RPG version of this style of game.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So basically, the original game that Heroes of Might and Magic spun out of was King's Bounty, like back in the day. And so when a company decided to make a Heroes of Might and Magic like game, they got the King's Bounty name and went with that.
Okay.
So you are traveling across the world, building an army, and you fight in a very Heroes of Might and Magic setup, but it's just you. Like, you don't have a base. You're not trying to establish things.
And it's a little humorous.
It is not written very seriously, no.
It can get pretty silly.
It had a sequel like 2 years later. This game is like, what, 20 years old now?
I think only 10 or 12.
King's Bounty: The Legend?
Yeah. Oh, no, that's when I last played it.
18
Never mind.
years old.
Oh, gosh.
And it got a sequel a few years later, King's Bounty Armor Princess,
Yeah.
which used the similar mechanics. It actually is a direct sequel, or, well, a weird spin-off It's weird.
Yeah.
But it refined a lot of things mechanically, and I much prefer it.
It is a better game. And then that got an expansion, and yeah. I mean, the game is about as gets about as silly as you could expect a game, with a subtitle of Armored Princess to get.
Sure.
But it is a good game. And the fact that the game that ended the Heroes of Might and Magic drought after I felt like a number of years is almost 20 years old. I'm old.
We're all old.
Like, that means Heroes of Might and Magic 3 is over 30 years old, and that can't be true.
It
is not over 30 years old.
Maybe exactly. I guess the Heroes of Might and Magic franchise is over 30, because the original came out in like 92, didn't it? The original Heroes?
I do not know. 3 came out in 99.
Okay.
So have any of you played Sorcery, the Contested Realm?
What is Sorcery, the Contested Realm?
The name sounds familiar,
So
but I haven't played it.
It is a TCG that came out in 2020 from one of the Path of Exile devs that is attempting to be old magic, and also has some requirements that like all of the artwork for the cards are physical artwork, not digital artwork.
I have seen this at trade shows, but I
I
have not
already
played
like
it.
the sound of this.
And also the original artist maintains the rights to the work so that they can like continue to use it for whatever, but they're just basically like lease the image for the cards. Anyway, so apparently they release an expansion once per year, and they just came out with one called Gothic. And one of the things that came out with Gothic is I don't know, it prices very wildly, but like $50 to $70, depending on where you're getting it, box that has 4 pre-constructed decks that are in theory balanced against each other. And I have ordered this thing so that I can play it with friends local and see what I think about it. And it's like it's way more complicated than Magic, because it's got like this whole, you lay down your land in a grid pattern so that you're actually building a realm, and then you have to protect your nodes. Yeah. So anyway, but what interests me the most about it is a game where everything happens at sorcery speed. There is no instant or interrupt.
Okay.
Like, I play, you play.
Things.
I play,
Yeah.
you play.
I mean, it's become very Hearthstone kind of set that as the default for a lot of people thinking of card games nowadays.
Okay,
Hearthstone also has no interrupts, so
that's true. Okay, also you're bearing the lead on the art here. Like this thing apparently has like art from like Liz Danforth and Quentin Hoover.
No, it's good art. Like it's from a lot of artists that we recognize.
Yeah, like they've got a whole bunch of artists that you like, in my mind, are Magic card artists.
Right. Yeah.
Doing art for them. Wow.
So I'm really interested. Yeah. Like I figured I think I had to spend $60 to get the box. I figured that was worthwhile just to test the waters. Like it's only a 1v1 game. There's no multiplayer rules. So I am going to hopefully in the coming weeks be playing with some friends here, and we'll see what it's like. But all of the information about it was very interesting to me, because like I know a lot of the Path of Exile folks are big time old Magic fans, and this just happened to be one of them that spun off to start this card game. It wasn't a name I recognized, so it wasn't like a Chris Wilson, but yeah, I think it seems interesting to me. I'm willing to give it a look, and it also seems to mostly be built around like kitchen table Magic more than competitive Magic, and that's a positive to me, because like I always enjoyed the let's just do dumb things and see what happens era of Magic.
Yeah.
So at some point I will report back what I think of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested to hear, because I miss old Magic.
Yeah, I mean, especially if like this pre-constructed deck box is reasonable, that seems like a fun time. Like one of the things that I really liked doing is, I don't know if it's Card Kingdom or if it's one of the places has these pre-constructed decks that are like $10 to $15 each.
Card Kingdom used to have these. I have no idea if they still do.
like battle decks or something
They're
like
literally
that.
on the wall for a long time.
Yeah, like so I bought up a bunch of those and I built a battle box so that, you know, everybody has basically like roughly the same power level of deck, and you just grab one and play, and it was fun. Like we do it over lunch back when I was actually in the office.
They do still sell these. They cost $12 now, but they
Yeah,
still
like
sell them.
they're super cheap, but also because what they remind me of is back in the day, like there was a card shop in the college town that I went to called Apprentice Games, I think, or Magic Apprentice or something like that, and they had like copious bulk common boxes, and for like $5 you could build a deck out of the common box, and we regularly did this and then would duel with it, and like it was fun, like it was very low stakes magic.
Yeah, Pauper was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was before Pauper was a format.
Yeah, Pauper has inflated the cost of certain commons.
I can imagine.
There's some stuff that was printed at common that shouldn't have been common.
Absolutely. Lightning Bolt.
I think Lightning Bolt's banned in Pauper.
Exactly.
That card is entirely too strong.
I'm incorrect. They don't print it at common anymore, but it is not banned in Pauper.
That's what it is.
There's a lots of sets where it was common, so
yeah. Nowadays they'll give you something that does 3 damage and something for 2 mana.
Like a revised Lightning Bolt is only $7, which is wild in itself.
Yeah, that's nonsense.
Anybody have any other short topics from this week?
Everything is a roguelike.
Sure,
but that's not actually a short topic.
Yeah.
Steam controller goes on sale the 4th.
It's $100.
I just use a PS5 controller. Works fine. And also then I can use it to play, 2-player games on the PS5.
I'm a sucker. I'll probably pick it up.
The funny thing is, because it's a Bluetooth controller, you could probably use it on the Switch.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I moved my old gaming computer, which I say old. It's got a 3080 in it. It's still perfectly cromulent. I moved it down to the entertainment center so that I could have a Steam machine down there. That's what I plan on using the controller with, is to do more TV gaming with Steam games.
I probably need to get my old gaming PC all set up so that my kid can use it because he wants to play Portal.
Ooh, that's a good
game.
one.
Yeah, because he asked me if he could play Portal. I was like, well, I do own it, and I will make him play it with keyboard and mouse because that's how it should be done.
That's how it's done. God, I can hear the sound effects in my head right now. Well, I guess we're just gonna have a short show this week.
Short show. That's all right.
Yep.
It happens.
Hopefully y'all enjoyed it, and we will see you again next time. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
See you.